I've always been drawn to the strange, the unexplained, the things that made my heart race with fear and fascination. It started when I was just a kid, watching reruns of The Twilight Zone in our cramped little living room. My dad loved to scare me, jumping out from behind the couch or turning off the lights at just the right moment. I hated it then, but maybe he planted the seed that would grow into a lifelong obsession with the unknown. It was a perfect spring day on South Chickamauga Creek. My family, my girlfriend Christina, and I had decided to spend it on the water, paddling canoes and kayaks. The air was warm, the trees were lush, and everything felt alive. Looking back, I didn't realize how important that day would become, not just for me, but for the stories I'd carry with me for the rest of my life. Christina always had a sense of adventure. As we settled into the rhythm of the water, she decided to go ahead on her own in her bright red kayak. She was confident, fearless. I didn't think twice about letting her paddle ahead. It was just a quiet creek on a sunny day. What could go wrong? She rounded a bend in the creek, and that's when she saw them. 5 figures standing in the shallow water, completely still. At first, she thought they might be fishermen or even kids playing in the creek. But as she got closer, she realized they were different. Christina described the moment she realized something wasn't right. Their skin was gray, almost reflective under the sunlight. Their heads were oversized, their limbs impossibly thin. They weren't human, they couldn't be, and yet there they were, just standing in the water, ignoring her as if she didn't exist. Then, the tallest of them turned its head and saw her. She said it wasn't fear she saw in its face. It was something deeper, recognition, as if they weren't expecting to be seen. The others reacted instantly, moving in perfect unison, their movements too fluid, too synchronized to be natural. They didn't run, they didn't swim, they just glided to the riverbank, as if gravity didn't affect them the way it does us. When they reached a flat rock, their forms began to shimmer, like heat waves rising off the pavement. And then, one by one, they vanished, leaving nothing behind but the sound of the creek flowing over the stones. When Christina told me what she saw, I didn't believe her at first. I grabbed my paddle and went to the spot she described. I searched the rocks, the bank, the woods beyond. There was nothing, no footprints, no burn marks, no broken branches, just silence. It was as if they had never been there at all. That night by the campfire, Christina told me everything, her voice shaking as the flames danced in her eyes. I wanted to believe it was just her imagination, but the way she described them, the details, I couldn't ignore it. It's a moment that has stayed with me ever since, a story I tell myself when I look at the stars and wonder what's out there. Years have passed since that day, but I still think about it. I still find myself staring at the night sky, hoping for some kind of answer, some kind of sign. Did she really see them? Or was it just a trick of the light? A dream shaped by the human need to believe in something bigger? I don't know, but I keep looking.